Live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you for joining us. I do appreciate it. We're live streaming here every weekday, starting off around 1 p.m., going throughout the afternoon, covering a wide range of topics. But I don't need a really big intro here for our guest today because you know him from so many things. And you're going to have the chance to see him in Ridgefield next week performing music. I'm talking about Corey Feldman. It says it right there. We all know who he is, and he is joining us right now. There he is. It's Corey Feldman.
Hello.
Hello, Corey. Thank you very much for having some time to join us today. I was excited to get to talk to you, and just to start off, this tour has been going now, I believe, several weeks, and making your way here to the Northwest. What's it been like so far? How's it been out there on the road?
It's actually been going for over a month now, so we've been on the road for quite a while, and it's been amazing. I mean, to be honest, overall, probably the smoothest tour of my life, as crazy as it is. I expected it to be really crazy, considering the fact that there's so many different requirements. It's such a different beast going from, starting off at clubs, going to theaters, going to large theaters, going to amphitheaters and arenas where we are now. It's like, it's night and day. It's a world of difference because first of all, you're dealing with Live Nation. They have very complicated contracts. There's insurance stuff you have to deal with. You have to get like this insurance policy. There's all this complicated stuff. So at the beginning, you're like, oh my God, we have to have a sound guy. We have to have a lighting guy. We have to have like all this stuff. How are we going to do this? What's going to happen? So I was really worried, but we pulled it all off. And a lot of it is due to the help of Fred Durst. He's been amazing. He's been exceptional. He's really been a great host, and he's made it so much easier for us than we thought that it would ever be. So I'm very grateful for Fred's help. I'm grateful that he brought us along. It's just been a great experience, reaching so many new people every day. You can't beat it.
Right. I mean, hey, it's the dream. Go out and play a summer tour outside all these huge venues. I do find that really interesting just on the business side that I didn't realize there's different waivers and insurance things that you have to do for that kind of thing versus playing in a club.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I can't imagine like the amount of paperwork that you have to go through for something like that.
Yeah, like you have to have like $5 million worth of insurance to do a tour this size. That's a lot. It's a lot. But anyway, that's a whole separate issue. But the biggest, I would say, okay, the most fun thing is the fact that during the Loserville tour, first of all, we never play the same set every night. Nobody plays the same set every night. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to pop up. So for the audience, they're getting a new experience every show, which is why every show is sold out and so many people are just pouring in early because they know that we start the show. We go on first. We're on at 6:30 sharp. So people now realize in the beginning it was a little slow, and then people were like, oh, they come on early. A lot of people assumed we came on at like 8 o'clock. So now that they know we come on at 6:30, it's been packed really early, and that's been amazing. And playing the shows has been amazing. And the setup, what they have for us, they have like ice cream guy comes by, or a snow cone maker comes by, or a massage therapist come by, or they have like a little park area set up with like bicycles and basketball and Connect Four and little games, and a lot of times there's dart guns laying around or water guns. So it's just like it's a fun environment. Everybody on the tour is amazing. We're all one big family now, and it's been great.
So that's all stuff that the artists have back there, like dart guns and water balloons, and massage.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, I mean, in all of your touring that you've done in so many different facets, what's the craziest thing that you've ever seen on a rider for something like that for an artist?
Well, I'm not the promoter, so I don't really see other artists' riders.
That's true. I guess something that you would see like a dart gun laying around or.
Right. I mean, you just never know. Like every day they kind of have some kind of treat, whether it's a food truck at the end of the night when we're all loading out, to get us fed. They go the extra mile, I guess is the point, to make sure that we're all having a good, fun experience and staying in positive moods. And today they had puppies here. We're in Phoenix, and they brought a bunch of puppies for us to play with for a couple hours. I mean, when does that happen on a tour? It's so cute.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, who doesn't like a bunch of puppies?
Exactly.
Well, going back to, you're talking about Fred Durst and talking about this tour, like, how did this all come about? How did you and Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst come about to create this tour?
Well, Fred created the tour. I'm just, following along. But that said, it was Fred and I have had a friendship for a very long time. We've been friends for like 10 years. And we actually recorded a song together back in 2000 and I think 15, which is on my 2016 album, Angelic to the Core. It's called Seamless. I'm hoping he comes out to perform it with us one night before this tour is over. But yes, it's a great song we did together. So that was kind of the beginning of our work relationship. I've performed before with Limp Bizkit. I went on stage with them at House of Blues. He's done like telethons and charity stuff for me. So we've done a lot of back and forth through the years. We just have a great relationship. We're like bros. We just understand each other really well. We've never had really a disagreement. And we enjoy working and spending time together. So far, so good.
That's great. I mean, so the best of both worlds, having the business relationship and the personal relationship, and then getting to go out and play music and perform in front of thousands of people.
He just directed our new music video, The Joke. You know, he directed that as well. So yeah.
Wow, so that's a lot of crossover right there. Well, talking about performing, playing music, and as we were talking about, you've done this for a very long time. And what is it though about it? Because performing as a touring musician and playing music, it's not an easy route to go down. There's a lot of hard work that goes into that, and you got to really want to do it. And so for you, what is it that drives you to want to keep on going out there and playing your music in front of people and doing this in front of crowds and touring like this?
I think it's, I'm living the dream. People say, oh, I want to live the dream, or you're living the dream or whatever. But I truly am, in the sense that, for example, I wrote a song called It's So Simple when I was 15 years old. And that song was about how I believe that the world could be a better place if all of us took a little bit of time to care about each other, to care about the environment, to care about animals, to be a little more selfless and a little less selfish. And I wrote it at 50, and I thought, what a great anthem. I played it for people, and they said, man, this is a rock anthem. This is a stadium anthem. You can imagine this being played in front of thousands of people in an arena. And I always had that imagined in my mind, that image of like, yeah, wouldn't this be great if I one day could play this in an arena? That's where it belongs. And I've played it at the end of every show that I've ever done, up until now. And so now here I am finally playing it in arenas. And it's like, this is where it was meant to be. This is what, I visualized this since I was a kid. So being able to realize my dreams and fulfill them, that's what it's about. And don't forget, I've done all of this as an independent artist. I never signed with a major label. I never sold out. I never did it their way. I've always done it my way. And I think that pisses a lot of people off. And that's why I get so much hate. But that said, guess what? We're doing it. We're defying the odds, and we're still making it happen. And more people are coming every day.
Well, and I mean, and despite that, whatever, the hate is out there, I mean, especially now with social media, and there's so many different ways. Oh, that's okay. I will ask something to go about that, because there's the guitar solo video that's obviously been out there. I mean, I know you're aware of it. I saw you make a statement on it. What do you have to say to those people out there who just go on to make comments on stuff like that?
Well, I actually made that guitar solo video specifically for them, to be honest. That whole concept joke is my kind of snapback to the fire and the flames and the hate that people have been throwing on me for my music career. We have my real fans who love it, who are here singing every word and, fists in the air, and they love it every day, right? And then there's the people who secretly come here just to catch video of me so they can go write snarky comments and, go viral with it. And because of that, I thought, let's write a song to them, which is basically saying, I don't care. You're not going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop me. You haven't stopped me from this point. You're not going to stop me now. And we just keep, moving forward with faith, and it gets bigger and bigger. And I'm here now as a symbol for all of the independent artists who think they can't make it, who think they'll never get this done, who think they have to sign off with a major label to do it. I'm here to say, you can self-distribute, you can self-produce, you can self-finance, you can self-market, you can get it all done yourself, and you can be playing amphitheaters. It can happen for you. I am the guy to show you that anybody can achieve their dreams, because everybody told me my whole life, you'll never get there. And guess what? Here I am. So I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to the fans. And I'm here to be an inspiration for all of those who think they can never make it.
Well, I mean, and as you mentioned, you visualized that when you were 15, or I think is what you said it was, and now you're doing that. Yeah. It's something else, though. Regardless of that, your clothes on that are amazing on that video and on this tour. Like, who's designing all of that?
Well, it's actually a few
Honestly,
designers
I
that
love that
use.
suit that you had on. It's
Thank
rad.
you. Which one?
The one in
The
the guitar
sparkly
solo.
one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was the patchwork.
Yeah. That's done by my guy. His name is Captain Hollywood. And Captain Leather,
Perfect
Captain
name.
Hollywood. He's got a few nicknames, but yeah, Captain Kirkland is his real name. But anyway, he's a designer, very odd guy, but he's very talented. And the stuff that I use, by the way, all my leather jackets that you see me in, none of them are actual leather because I'm an animal rights guy. So I use faux leather and vegan leather and all of my stuff. So yeah, it's very innovative considering we use no leather.
Awesome. Yeah, I just want to give a compliment on that because
Thank
it's
you.
cool.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we keep saying, you've toured so many times, but I know you've been to Portland a lot of times. You've been to the Northwest a lot.
Of course.
What is it like coming back here to the Northwest, to Portland, and maybe seeing some people that you know here in this area?
I love it. I'm grateful. That's a great thing about touring as long as I have is that I've made friends all over the country. So wherever I go, pretty much every stop, I've got guests, I've got friends, I've got people that I get to see. So it's like it's a homecoming wherever we go, and I love that. That's my favorite part about living on the road is you make new families as you go. You just kind of keep growing the family. So it's a beautiful thing. And Portland, of course, is like home sweet home for me, of course, because I shot everybody's favorite, The Goonies there, right? But we also shot in Astoria. But we also shot other movies in that area. I shot a few movies. Stand By Me was in that area, Eugene, Oregon. We shot a movie that I did after I got out of rehab back in the early '90s. And that was in Washington. So I've spent a lot of time in that little circle right there, and glad to be back every time we play there. We always get a warm reception. One of our biggest shows, actually, for my band Truth Movement was when we played Astoria, Oregon, for the 25th anniversary of Goonies, and we had like 5,000 people there. So, yeah, I love it. I love coming back every time. Can't wait to see my friend Tina. She's going to be there in Washington. Lots of friends.
Shout out to Tina. Yep.
Shout out to Tina.
Yep. And yep, Tina and Smiley.
And I want to mention one other thing, which is that I have the most amazing band in the world. Like, I'm so lucky to have this band as my touring band. They've been with me. Most of them have been with me for years. Greg Sartiano, who plays guitar for me, he's also like my musical writing partner. Bentley Mitchum, who actually I've known him for 20 years because he was an actor before he was a bass player and singer. And we did a movie together called Meatballs 4 back in 1991.
I remember Meatballs
4. So that was an accidental title, but it happened. Anyway, so we did that movie together, and then we were reunited all these years later as musicians and ended up in a band together. And then Oscar Burgos, who's playing drums, he's new. He's a new kid on the block. Alexandra Danielle, who's been our keyboardist since my wife and I broke up for the last couple of years. And then we've got Jimmy Reed, who's on sax. He's been with me since, I think, 1991 or something like that, like 90, maybe 97, but somewhere in there. Since the 90s, he's been with me. We celebrated his 20th birthday together, and he just celebrated like his, I don't know, 47th birthday or something. Like, it's crazy. But anyway, so there's that. And then there's the background singer, our special guest background singer, Adrian Skye, who I believe is going to be a very talented star one day. She's got amazing vocal talent. So we've just got like a really well-rounded band of singers and instrumentalists, and everybody's having a great time.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing. Everything that you've just described. I mean, playing, with your friends in your band and your friends in the other bands, and then being there, being taken care of too on the road, and playing in front of thousands of people, and to that extent too. Talking about that, playing in these stadiums and with thousands of people. Obviously, there's the fans of yours that are going to be there all the time, but you're playing in front of a bunch of new people as well who maybe haven't seen Corey Feldman before perform. For those people, what should they expect walking in to that arena to see you perform?
Well, they should expect to get rocked and see some cool dancing and hear some cool music. I mean, hopefully they'll be filled with peace, love, and joy. Kind of the opposite of everybody else on the bill, where everybody else is like, rah! We're kind of like the happy, harmonious rock band before the madness begins.
So there you go. So come in and have a good time, pretty much.
That's right. It's listen, everything is fun. That's all I can tell you. Like Limp Bizkit is actually one of the funnest concerts I've ever been to, and I get to see them every night. So that's pretty cool.
And as you mentioned, every night's different too. So
Yeah, oh
that's
yeah. Some you might I might jump up and sing with Biscuit. Some nights I come up and sing. Some nights I come up and dance. Some nights I just stand around and pose, and some nights I don't come back out at all. You never know what's gonna happen, but there you go.
I mean, if there's puppies around, what are you going to do? But
Exactly.
I have to ask one last requisite question because you also brought it up, and since we're here in the Northwest, is there going to be a Goonies 2?
Never. Never. I don't believe
Never?
it'll ever happen. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's
No,
kind of
I
what
don't
I
think
figured.
so.
I appreciate the honesty on that.
Yeah, I think that ship sailed when our great leader Richard Donner passed away. However, I'm sure at some point in history there'll be a reboot.
You can't reboot that.
I hope not.
No,
hope
I would
not.
100% be against that.
They'll find a way. Anyway, thank you so much for today. I got to run because I've got another interview I got to do.
You bet.
But God bless you. Thank
Corey,
you so
thank you
much.
for your time. I appreciate it a lot. Have a great
Thanks for the support. Thank you.
one. You
Bye-bye.
bet. Absolutely.
Enjoy.
All right. Thank you. I will. And for everybody who's tuning in, so Corey's logging off. I'll keep going here. Appreciate you all joining us. So, this show, we do a lot of different things here on, and we get to talk to a lot of different people, cover a lot of different projects and interviews, and that was Corey Feldman joining us. So plenty more coming up at 3 p.m. We're going to have our afternoon cocktail with Julie. So Julie's going to be joining and sharing a new cocktail. That's a new segment we have here for Fox 12 Now. But of course, we do cover breaking news as well. We cover deeper dives on stories you can see on our other newscasts. So lots of things here with this show. So we appreciate you joining us. You can download the Fox 12 Oregon app. That's a good way to watch all of our segments under the Fox 12 Now tab there, kptv.com, Fox 12 Now, or on YouTube as well. So plenty of places to be a part of what we do here. So thank you to Corey for joining us for this segment. I'm Greg.